Welcome everybody to Runaway, a road adventure. We're going to start from the very beginning.
Hello!
Hi.
My name's Brian.
Hi, Brian.
I'm here to tell you about something that happened to me a few weeks ago.
Please do.
But first a question. Isn't it truly amazing that your life can be turned upside down in just 1/10 of a second?
If you're doing somersaults.
And soon, you'll find out why. Let's not bore you with a lot of details about my life. I'll cut to the chase. I was born in New York 23 years ago, and growing up, I was always somewhat of a child prodigy.
And humble.
I studied at Columbia and finished my physics degree with honors last year. During the summer, I arranged interviews with several universities, hoping I'd get into a decent PhD program. And in the end, I was chosen by the best.
So
Professor
humble.
Silva at Berkeley offered me the chance to do my doctoral studies at the applied physics department he runs there. It was a dream come true. I packed my bags and got ready to move to California. I was ready to drive from coast to coast without stopping.
Because I'm
I had
smart.
no idea of the events that would take place within just a few days.
These are
About the
previews.
mess I was going to get in.
We will do all of these things.
Strange people about to cross my path.
Doesn't it look thrilling?
The hundreds of dangers lurking behind every corner. Yes, it's quite an adventure. Let's go back to the beginning.
It's the very best place to start.
As I told you, my old car and I were ready to go to California. I decided to take off at night and get a few miles behind me before dawn. I said goodbye to my parents, my sister, and my dog, and I got behind the wheel. That's when I remembered I forgot to pick up a book I'd ordered at a bookshop downtown in Manhattan. Luckily, it was one of those bookstores that stays open 24/7.
What?
So I decided to grab the book on the way. I could have asked them to mail it to me once I got to California, but no, I decided to go into Manhattan and get it myself. That one detour changed my life forever.
I have never in my life heard of a bookstore that was open 24/7. And I would have killed for one of those growing up. I'd still kind of like one, actually. I'd imagine you'd meet some interesting people. So you were going to drive coast to coast nonstop in that? You're a brave man. So, the creators of this game actually did go ahead and have a band record a theme track for the game, which is kind of neat. And it's okay. I kind of like the music. The vocals seem just a little soft to me. And now back to our story. I like how she flipped her arms while she was running. Uh-oh.
Oh my God!
Stay away. It's better if they don't see us.
Now, if you're a child prodigy, you know the first thing to do with an
I'm taking her to the
unconscious
hospital.
person is to pick them up.
Maybe that moron did the dirty work for her since she's already dead. Maybe, but we better make sure.
It did. I'm telling you.
What did?
On the way to the bookshop, I hit that girl with my car. I was scared stiff. She suddenly ran out in front of me. There was no way I could stop.
Best
Luckily
pickup
for
technique
both of us,
ever.
She wasn't that badly hurt. They did a bunch of tests on her at the hospital and said she had no major injuries. She was just in shock. So they decided to keep her under observation for 24 hours. A nurse took her to a room and gave her some strong medicine that put her to sleep. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned it. The girl's name was Gina, and she was amazingly beautiful. The truth is, I had no reason to stick around.
Even though, you know, I'd almost killed
I went
her.
to say goodbye to her and go on my way.
Sorry I hit you with my car.
Please, don't leave. They want to kill me.
There, calm down. It's all over now. I hit you with my car, but you're fine. You're in a hospital recovering from...
No, I'm telling you, they want me dead. I've got to get out of here.
Who were they? Please, calm down and tell me why you think they want to murder you.
Something awful happened tonight, and I witnessed the whole thing. Look, I'm a singer. I work at the Pink Iguana, a trendy place with live shows. This evening when I
Drink
finished
specials
my
Thursday?
dad was waiting for me. He works for a secret government agency.
Warehouse
He told me
13.
he needed to tell me something. He said it was an emergency. Come a little closer.
Gina, kiddo.
How is
I'm in
she on the
danger.
stage and in
I've
the back
gotten into a
room at the
really
same
big
time?
mess, and I'm afraid you're not safe either.
What's the matter, Daddy? Oh, you're frightening me.
There's no time to explain. They're right behind me. I need you to keep this crucifix, and no matter what happens, don't let them find out you have it. You can't trust anybody, not even the police.
But Daddy, please, tell me what's going on.
They're here. Quick, grab the crucifix, and don't let them see you with
It's not a crucifix.
It was awful. Some guys pulled my dad away and took him into the storeroom. I scrambled away just in time and got the crucifix without them seeing me.
It's not a
Followed them
crucifix.
to the storeroom. They tied my dad to a chair and violently started interrogating him. These two henchmen wouldn't stop hitting him, and my heart froze when I saw who was giving the orders. The Sandretti brothers.
The famous mafia bosses? How'd your dad get mixed up with those guys?
I don't know, but they...
Get him to tell you what he knows. Beat the truth out of him, if you must.
Try tickling him first.
Speak. Where is it?
I won't say a word. Damn you! You're gonna speak now. Speak or die. You choose. Go to hell!
Okay, that's kind of a sissy way to interrogate somebody. Just a little backhand. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Jesus. Okay.
It seems our friend doesn't want to cooperate. What a shame.
So, we got a tough boy on our hands. You're not easily convinced, huh? Boys, maybe you're being too soft on our little hero. Did you hear that? The boss says we're being softies.
Hiya! What are you doing?
Didn't you hear his neck crack? You killed him, man.
Oh!
Okay. So Gina's stupid.
You already know the rest of the story.
You know, you
Ran
hit me
out
with
through
your
an
car.
alleyway, and when I crossed the street,
You tried to kill me.
please don't leave me. They'll kill me.
Don't worry, just rest for now. Go to sleep. I won't leave you. She fell asleep. Those tranquilizers must have taken effect. What a story. I don't know what to think. The poor thing is probably in shock from the accident. I bet she dreamt all this. But what if it's true? What if her life really is in danger? I can't just leave her here and forget all about it. I'd never forgive myself if something happened to her. Okay, that's it. I'm not leaving this hospital until I'm sure Gina's completely out of danger. But how are you supposed to act in a situation like this? Yeah, I think I'd better do something to protect Gina in case those mafia murderers she says want to kill her show up.
Alright, and we're finally in control of the game. I want to address a couple of points. One, a crucifix has to have a symbol of Jesus attached to it, affixed to it. Otherwise, it's just a cross. The entire game, they're going to talk about this crucifix, and it's not one, it's a cross. I'm getting this out of the way now, so hopefully I can prevent myself from groaning and rolling my eyes every time they say it. So, we are now an adventure game hero. Yes, I see you shrugging, buddy. I'm getting to it. Let's look around. Oh, man, I really hope this isn't some kind of bad joke.
Help fight AIDS.
Okay, well, that could have been worse.
Organ donors needed.
Gina's going to be one in just a minute. So, we are an adventure game hero. We are going to pick up everything we can.
Those are the same kind of sleeping pills Gina took.
Those aren't the same kind. Those are the pills she took. Notice how they're by her bed.
Snoozitol, one of the finest brands on the market.
We'll also take this chipped cup.
It's cracked. Gina must have broken it when she took that sleeping pill.
Take the sheets.
This might come in handy. It belongs to Gina. She was carrying it when I ran her over.
Now, sometimes there's a bit of a delay between me clicking on something and him saying something. It has to do with all these idle animations. The game insists that he finish the idle animation before complying with whatever I clicked on.
It sprays water in case of fire.
It's a minor irritant because it makes you think that the game didn't catch your click.
I'll keep it until Gina wakes up.
Alright, let's go ahead and see what she's got.
Let's see. A matchbox I might be able to use.
Cool, so we got a matchbox. Let's look in her bag again. Maybe she's got
Let's
something
see.
else.
There's a lot of stuff in there, but for now, nothing interests me.
Okay, so we have emptied her bag of useful items. Excellent. Do-do-do. Just going to go in the bathroom here. Now, if Leisure Suit Larry games have taught me anything, always look in the trash.
Someone threw away a marking pen. It might still work. It's a bottle of alcohol. This might come in handy.
So as you've noticed, the interface here makes a little sound and turns into a magnifying glass or an arrow whenever I can interact with something, which makes pixel hunting quite a bit easier.
Out of order. Well, I'm afraid the shower's out of order. There aren't even any faucets.
Because even in an adventure game that came out in the late 90s, in the early 2000s, still got to do some pixel hunting. Okay, so we have picked up every item in the bathroom. We have picked up every item in this room. But we
I
can't...
don't think I should go out. I'm afraid that if some nurse finds me here, they might make me leave the hospital.
But we can't leave this room.
The city is so peaceful at this time of night.
We do have an option to go out the window, but
I'll pass. I prefer more conventional methods, like doors.
doors which he won't use. So that's it. We have frozen the game. We are trapped here forever, unless I look at this map.
Let's see. It's a map of this floor of the hospital. Here's the room I'm in. Here's the hall, and if I'm not mistaken, across the hall and just to the left of this room, there's a storeroom. That could be interesting.
How can it be across the hall and just to the left? Especially since now that he's looked at the map, he's willing to do this. So I just want to bear in mind, he hits this woman with his car, picks her up, probably fracturing her spine, brings her to the hospital. She tells him this story. He's willing to listen, which is fine. And so the next logical step is to climb out on the ledge of a building.
I'll try to reach the storeroom by walking along the ledge. Hope I live to tell the grandkids.
Hope you live to have grandkids. Never in my life
Yikes! I better not look down.
would I ever do this. By the way, he did not go across the hall. He went next door.
I almost didn't make it. So, the map was right. This is the storeroom. Let's see what I can find.
That wasn't
in this
across the
dump.
hall, that was next door. Alright, so we gotta do a little bit of pixel hunting in this
It's
room.
full of files, papers, and other hospital records.
I want the book right here at the edge. There it is.
Looky here, a vademecum.
For those of you who don't know what a vademecum is, you know, like me, it's basically an encyclopedia of drugs.
I may be needing this.
Take these pillows.
I'll take them both. Well, they're big and very fluffy.
And I can fit them in my pocket. We'll go ahead and take this human body.
Okay. But I think I'll just take his head with me.
Don't you argue with me.
His head's got a hole in one side so you can examine his brain.
That sounds cool. Alright. There are three more things that I need in this room. Sorry.
Spray cleaner.
Take the spray cleaner.
This might come in handy.
2 more things that I need in this room, and it's pixel hunting. Because I need a syringe. Which is there.
A box of syringes. I'll grab one. It's empty.
I don't think I've ever in my life looked at this radiator. It might solve all the mysteries of the game.
It's not on right now. It's connected to a central heating system and can't be turned on from here.
And that's the end of the radiator mystery. We need one more thing. It's this white piece of paper right here. Do you see it? It's very small in terms of trying to click on it. See, I'm just trying to show you the size of this thing. But we need it.
It's blank.
And back again. Because we are brave as all get out. Okay. So, we've got a blank medical chart that we're going to fill out with fake information to protect Gina. We're just going to fill this out real quick. And
Great. This marker's as dry as a bone. It won't work.
so our first puzzle is putting some life back in this pen. We're going to take this syringe. We're going to take this bottle of alcohol.
Now the syringe is full of alcohol.
I never ever would have thought this worked until I just started combining items. Because, you know, a lot of markers have places for you to inject alcohol with a syringe.
Betcha that puts some new life into the marker.
If this was me in real life, I never would have thought to do that. Mind you, I wouldn't be able to fit pillows in my pockets either. But now we've got an alcohol-filled marker.
Good. I can't tell the difference between this and a real chart.
Let's see what we've written.
Patient, Tony Crabb. Dr. William M. Corgan. Diagnosis, appendicitis.
Cool. Let's take that and swap it out.
Good. That way nobody will know it's Gina lying in this bed.
Cool. She's safe now. So let's make a fake Gina. We'll use these pillows as the body.
The pillows are perfect for the body, but you can tell the head doesn't belong to a real person.
So again, we are stuck. The game is over. We cannot solve this puzzle. Because I promise you, I've picked up everything. I've looked everywhere. But now that I'm in this situation, I can look in her bag again.
Let's see. Yes, this wig is just what I was looking for.
Now there's a wig in her bag. A perfectly preserved wig sitting in a bag. Couldn't have pulled that out earlier. It would have been frustrating to have to look in there multiple times to get out multiple items. But it's more frustrating because I already looked in there. Why would I assume there's a new item in there? Another frustrating thing, we'll look at part 1 here. We're going to look at this book.
Wow, this is thorough. It includes a description of almost every medicine known to man.
That's it. That's all the book does. Right? And there's no combining it with anything else. That's all it does. You can combine items.
Perfect. That way no one can see the hole in his head.
Insert your own joke as to what the mannequin looks like.
He's pretty hot looking as a blonde.
Yeah,
And the wig
baby.
covers up that unsightly hole on the side of his head.
So we're going to take these blankets and we're going to cover him
I
up.
don't see any reason for doing that.
Well, I'm sorry, I used the wrong item of these 3 items.
Okay, if I use the pillows to look like the body, the head with the wig and a sheet to cover it all up a bit, I can make it look like a woman is sleeping here. That should do the trick.
Right, and we'll just put Gina's medical chart.
Perfect. That way they'll think it's Gina who's in the bed.
Okay, so we've saved Gina's life. Now here's the thing. The thugs haven't arrived yet. If I have him look out into the hallway, it takes a long time, and all he says is the coast is clear. He still won't go out there. I can get him to go back and forth between the supply closet. That's it. We're done. Game's over. I can't do anything else. We're just going to stand here forever. I know I took everything out of this bathroom. There is no reason for me to ever go back in this bathroom. But if you were playing this game for the first time and you didn't know what to do, and you didn't know where to go, and you were convinced that you had done everything, you would probably eventually, at this point in the game, go back into the bathroom to see if you missed something. So let's do that. Oh my gosh, I missed something. I must be missing something. Maybe it's in the bathroom. Oh look, a cutscene triggered by me doing something I really shouldn't have done.
This isn't her. She must be the one in the other bed.
Even though the one in the other bed is blonde, and we saw her as a brunette running away.
Yes, say goodbye to the world, little tramp.
Hey!
How did you hear a silencer, and then why did you shout out afterwards?
Gina! Hey! 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 Phew. She's just asleep. But those tranquilizers must have been made for elephants. Well, the important thing is, the trick worked and they shot the dummy in the other bed. So everything Gina told me was true. They actually do want to knock her off. It wasn't just her imagination. Okay, let's calm down, Brian. Right now, they think she's dead, which will buy us a bit of time. But we can't waste a minute. I gotta wake Gina up and get her out of this place before they find out she's alive and well.
I like at no point did they try to get the cross off of her. I guess they just didn't know about the cross. They came in to kill her for seeing. Alright, so we shook her. We yelled at her. She did not wake up. Now, this inventory item will act differently. This is one of the most frustrating aspects of the game. Because I don't expect to be able to solve puzzles before I encounter them, but I expect to get clues about future puzzles. So I don't know why there's 2 descriptions for this book.
I'm trying to figure out what it says about snoozitol, the sleep medication that Gina took.
What would have been the harm in him doing that the first time I looked at it?
It says the effects are powerful and almost immediate. The patient sleeps for hours and can only be awakened by a nice cold shower. I don't think I'm strong enough to lug Gina into the shower.
And it's broken.
So I'll have to come up with another way of pouring cold water on her.
Now, what you may be thinking is, hey, this cup. The cup won't work to carry water. The cup won't work to do anything. The cup is only in our inventory in this chapter. At the next chapter it will be gone, and we will have never used it. The order form, the car keys, and the wallet in our inventory will also never be used to solve any puzzle for any reason. I think the piece of amber might be? Hey, I'm talking here. Don't get snippy. And for me, that's one of the greatest sins that a game can do, is giving you inventory items that you cannot ever use for any reason. It's just mean. So we need to find a way to get some cold water on her to wake her up, because slapping her, yelling, and shouting won't work. So I'm going to trigger the solution to this puzzle, because I have all the inventory items necessary. But I want you guys at home to keep in mind his car. Because they're going to talk about the 2 of them taking a car trip together. They're going to talk about taking turns driving and blah, blah, blah. And I just want you to remember, he said he was going to drive coast to coast without stopping in this car because he's a child prodigy. I want you to keep that in mind. Anyway, yeah, don't shrug at me. So, what I'm going to use is the flammable spray can and the matchbox.
No, I don't want to burn that.
Okay, I can't combine them. Well, I just want to use the matches on this.
It's too high up. I won't be able to get the match close enough to set it off.
I'm sorry. What I meant is I want to use the spray can and the matches. So I'll just click the spray can on it.
Good idea. I could use it as a flamethrower and make the sprinkler go off. The water would finally wake Gina up. Let's get to work. But careful, Brian. Don't broil your hand off. Ouch! What is that?
And
Ow!
he's burned the hospital down.
Ah,
Also, that fire's pretty
Now
impressive.
You wake up. Hurry, we've got to exit. Stage left at once.
but what's going on? This water, the smoke, fire!
I'll tell you later. Let me grab your stuff. You can change in the car.
Yeah, baby.
Come on, let's get to the parking lot.
That fire is going really good considering the sprinklers were on before the fire even started. So those sheets should have been wet before the match ever landed on them, and yet they still went up like a bonfire.
You got that awful killer to shoot a dummy instead of shooting me?
I saved your
Hey,
life.
I like your style.
You're welcome.
First, you try to run me down with your car, and then you save my life. Do you do this kind of thing very often?
It's the only
No,
way
I
I can
was
meet
just-
chicks.
It's a good thing that you grabbed my purse, because otherwise we wouldn't have the crucifix my
a
father
cross.
gave me. Now, what we have to do is...
Headed for the nearest police station. This is a very serious matter, and it has to be placed in the hands of the police.
No way. Let's keep the cops out of this, okay? If the government gets caught up in this, we don't know if we can trust them.
Gina, the people that killed your father are after you now. If we go to the police, they'll make sure that...
Read my lips.
No new
this is
taxes.
too big for the police, and we can't trust them. We have to find out what this crucifix means.
Look,
Well, it means
this
it's a
all seems
cross.
crazy to me. It's your problem if you decide not to turn to the police, but I'm washing my hands of the whole affair. I'm on my way to California.
Makes
They're
sense.
expecting me at Berkeley, and...
I can't believe this guy. You practically turned me into roadkill, and now you want to feed me to the wolves?
What a
And
bitch.
here I was actually starting to believe you.
But...
Forget it. It's not worth it. Oh, why would you care if my father was killed? Why does it matter to you if I'm murdered or if my whole family's destroyed?
Okay already. Let me tell you what we're gonna do. I have a friend who's an anthropologist. He works at the Museum of Archaeology and Natural History in Chicago. Well, since it's practically on my itinerary anyway, I'll drive you there and we can try to figure out more about that crucifix, okay?
I knew I could count on you. You're a dog.
Oh my God,
Let's
she's
start this baby
manipulative.
up. We can't waste any time. Hey, do you know where my blonde wig is? I was carrying it in my purse, and now I can't seem to find it.
I used it to save your life. Now here comes, I think... Oh, no, we're not there yet.
Have you confirmed that?
Yes, Don Roberto. Gustav is at the hospital right now. He's checked up on it. I can't see how that girl escaped. Looks like the guy who ran over her is along for the ride. They left the hospital together.
Useless idiots. Have you identified this man's car?
Yes, Don Roberto. We know the model, color, and license plate number.
At least you've done something, Theodore.
Now get Alvin and Simon.
Stuff and be prepared. As soon as we locate the vehicle, you're gonna go after them.
Whatever you say, Don Roberto. I assure you, we won't let them ditch us again.
I hope not.
Don't worry, Roberto. Those two couldn't have gotten very far.
Carlo, you know I'm thinking something here. I'm almost glad that girl's still alive.
What do you mean? That girl witnessed what happened, and if she talks, we're in big trouble.
I know that, but it's obvious she hasn't gone to the police. I wonder why.
I don't know. Maybe she's there right now.
I'll bet you $1 she won't stew on us. You know why? 'Cause she knows something.
A whole
I
dollar.
think our men spoke with her before that animal Gustav broke his neck. Besides, why else would she have been in the storeroom?
Yeah, you may be right, brother. In which case, we gotta make her spill the beans. See what she knows.
You're right, Carlo. We'll do that. Now we gotta get out the warning to all our boys out there. Make sure everyone's on the lookout for that car.
The car he was going to go coast to coast with. Remember that, because here it comes.
I guess there's no other excuse for getting involved. Gina had me dazzled. I can't deny it. But what would you have done? A beautiful girl asks you for help, so what do? Kick her out of your car on some corner? I don't think so. It took us a whole day to get to Chicago because the old hunk of junk I drive is no race car.
Coast to
Along
coast.
the way, we stopped to have some snacks and keep the car from overheating.
Had to
We
stop
took
on the way to
turns driving so both of us
Chicago.
could get in some shut-eye. We got to the museum pretty late, but my friend Clive knew we were on the way, so he waited up for us.
It's a cross.
Well, we made it to the museum. Let's park in the back.
And now we're just gonna watch this man walk. Walking, walking, walking. This is my walking music. Crossing the street, looking both ways, but I looked both ways after I started. Got this funky music, y'all. This is walking music. Yeah, this one's for the ladies. Ladies, do you like to walk?
Ricky! Hey, it's Munchkin Bob here.
Well, that's
I'm calling
offensive.
From Chicago, and guess what? I just saw that car you're looking for. I swear I haven't had a drink, and I'm sure it's the same car. Yeah, a dopey-looking guy with some gal. They went into the Museum of Archaeology and Natural History. Sure thing, I'll tail them.
So, you're trying to find out the precise origin of this crucifix. It must be quite important for you to have come all the way here at this time of night.
It really is, Clyde, but there's no time to explain. What can you tell us about the crucifix?
I can assure you it's a matter of life and death.
Well, all right. Let's see. Quite a while ago, the museum trustees acquired the latest three-dimensional scanner for the museum's analysis laboratory. It's capable of analyzing the composition of any object, dating it, and performing a morphological study in order to catalog it. It has the most thorough art and archaeology database that exists in the whole world. We could most certainly use the scanner to delve into the origin of the crucifix.
Well, what are we waiting for?
For you to
Let's
solve
go
a
straight to the
long
lab now.
series of puzzles.
Just
Lots
one
of
moment.
puzzles.
Not so fast. Our first predicament is the poor condition the crucifix is in. It's obviously coated with a layer of filth that will make it impossible for the scanner to perform an accurate analysis. We must restore the crucifix first, if the scanner is to work properly.
Well, let's restore it then. You can do it, can't you, Clive?
I'm afraid not. I'm an anthropologist, not a restoration specialist.
I don't do
That sort of
windows.
job must be performed by Dr. Oliver, the museum's finest art restorer. She just happens to work down the corridor at the restoration laboratory. She's there at this very moment.
Yes, let's go talk to her now.
Hold on, there's another problem. In 3 days, the museum will be opening an exhibition on Mayan art. We're already behind schedule, and Dr. Oliver is overwhelmed with work, trying to restore all the pieces for the exhibition. I'm truly sorry, but you'll have to wait for the doctor to finish her work before having the crucifix restored. And I doubt that will happen for at least 3 days.
3 days? No way. I can't wait 3 days. Professor Silva's waiting for me in California.
This is unbelievable, Brian. You're already thinking of leaving me here defenseless?
He has a
No,
life,
I wouldn't
woman.
do that. But I can't wait for 3 days either. I'm gonna talk with this doctor and try to get her to restore the crucifix tonight.
Oh dear.
How
You
much
can
does he
try
have to do
Brian,
for
but
her?
I'm warning you, Susan Oliver is not an easy woman to sway. If I were you, I certainly wouldn't dare make such a proposition until she's completed all her work for the exhibition.
Well, I have to try. You said she was next door, right?
Yes, through the first door on the left when you leave my office. Good luck, my friend. You'll be needing it. Listen here, Gina. What do you say if we take a little stroll around the museum and I show you some of its hidden mysteries?
And you show me
See,
some
you
of
haven't changed a bit,
yours.
Clive. Anyway, we'll meet up here in a little while.
I don't know. Well, all right. Let's take a stroll.
Why is it in quotation marks when she says it?
Hello? Dr. Oliva?
Yes, who are you?
Pleased to meet you, Doctor. My name's Brian Basco. I brought you an object to be restored. It's a crucifix which...
Listen, boy, this wretched son of a Tsitsa has taken me 2 weeks of work to finish. And all of the numbered objects on these shelves here have to be restored by the time the Mayan art exhibition opens in 36 hours.
We were told
This
3
is an
days.
emergency, Doctor. There are lives at stake.
My life will be at stake if the items on those shelves aren't ready for the exhibition, all right?
Alright, we're gonna save our conversation with her for the next video.
I'll just let you work.
Fine.
little cutscene here so we can see how this whole restoration thing works. It is a very fine laser, because if you leave her, she will spend eternity doing this back and forth with this mask. Alright, that's it. Let me clear out the save game that I've got here. And we're going to save a new one. And that's it for video 1. So, join us as we start chapter 2, where we will destroy a priceless artifact, possibly get 2 people fired, and potentially poison somebody. But to be fair, we did start with not hitting a girl with our car, picking her up, and then burning down a hospital. So, we are really dangerous. I'll see you guys in part 2.